Well, today we're sitting here with Pat Bennet, who owns the local miniature show. Pat's been so kind to invite us into her home to talk about miniatures, talk about her show, and wherever else this goes. So Pat, first tell us, when is your show and where is it?
The show is the Northwest Dollhouse and Miniature Show. It's this coming weekend, October 6th and 7th, 2012. It's going to be this year at the Armory on, the address is 10,000 Northeast 33rd Drive. I'm so used to typing it, I'm not used to saying it out loud, in Portland. 33rd runs right into Marine Drive, so the easiest thing to do is to just go to Marine Drive that goes alongside of the Columbia River. When you hit the intersection of 33rd, you can see the building.
Yeah.
Big Armory.
Well, and I will have a link to Pat's site in the description box below this video. So
the doors open at 10 o'clock both days. We're open till 5 on Saturday and 4 on Sunday. And that gives the dealers a chance to break down and get home before dark.
Thank you.
Oh.
As a dealer, thank you.
Please.
So everybody that watches this, be sure and tell us. Find us at the show. Come tell us you saw us on YouTube.
Yes, it's kind of interesting to know where people come from. You know, you put out a lot of advertising. One year I put out a lot of signs. Oh, my girlfriend and I spent 2 whole days driving around the whole Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington County area. I don't know that area at all. And we'd see an interesting site, and she'd stick a sign in the thing, and then we'd go someplace else, and I'd pull over. She says, "Your turn." So I was driving. I'd pull over the side of the road and grab a sign and stick it in by the intersection or something. And then the days of the show, we asked people what brought them, what did they notice. Only one person checked off that she had seen the sign.
Oh.
I don't have any idea. You know, lots of people, they all check off and say they got the postcard, and I've got the postcard. When I sent 2,100 postcards, and people bring them because that's what gives them the $1 off on the admission. And so I get to see which ones were delivered and responded to and how many people came with them. Because it's worth $1 off for everybody that's with you. Everybody that comes in on that one card gets $1 off.
And I saw a coupon on your website too.
And it's only worth $1 for each person who has one.
So they'll have to print out multiple.
Yes, if you're taking 6 people, you have to print out 6.
So Pat, how long have you had the show?
Since 2007. I bought it in 2007. The first show that I put on was 2008. There was a year when there wasn't a show. So I had, my first year was the end of the dry spell. There had been 2 years with no show.
And that was a sad 2 years.
Yeah, thank you. It was an exciting thing to put that on and have those people lined up at the door waiting for the doors to open.
What possessed you to buy the show, to take over this huge undertaking? It's got to be a lot of work.
It isn't. It is and it isn't. It's more this year because I've got a full-time job. I was semi-retired. See, that was. I felt like I had a lot more time. I had retired after working all my life, and I had gone to the shows for the past 10 years, and knew when they were, and then suddenly it wasn't. Yeah. There was no announcement. There was no warning ahead of time. I'm just kind of looking ahead and on the calendar and searching the internet and not finding a Portland miniature show. And I had been emailing back and forth with Becky Windsor. I don't know. She's over in Vancouver. I don't know what got me connected with her, but she said, "I understand the Portland Miniature Show isn't going to be held this year." And I wrote to Carla Smith, the owner, and she said, "No, it's not." And I said, "I'll buy it from you." It was crazy. I don't even remember her saying it was for sale. I just remember her saying...
You just volunteered.
Yeah. I remember her saying, "We've done it for 25 years and that's enough." Yeah. And I'm thinking, this is an institution. It's something that should be there every year. And oh my gosh, nobody had a chance to take it from her. So we got together, my husband and I got together with she and her husband, and we bought it. Because I didn't want it to die on the vine.
I don't blame you. I had missed it those 2 years. And if I remember right, it used to be twice a year, years and years ago when I first started going. Then it dwindled to 1.
And I went twice a year as a buyer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going in March and I'm going again in October, and then suddenly, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it just it like dropped off the face of the earth there all of a sudden. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
So many of the shows have done that. What got you involved in miniatures?
Oh, I went to a garage sale, knew nothing about miniatures, had never and considered a dollhouse, didn't know that it was an adult hobby, nothing. Went to a garage sale, and at the end of the driveway was a box that says free. You know how they
Those
put
are
all
always
this.
dangerous.
And it's the first thing you look at when you
Yes.
go, you know. You don't do it on your way out. And here was a catalog, a miniature catalog, and I think it was like the 8th or 9th edition of that big thick
I
one that has
remember
all
those.
the
I used to have one of those. They were fantastic. I miss those too.
I bought 4 of them over the years, and then watched the price of them go up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was the last one I bought was $35. I thought you had to have it because I didn't know where all these dealers were. I thought there was only the catalog to buy from. It was crazy. I spent months reading it and trying to decide if I was going to get one of these houses, which one would I get? I mean, I just had to get one. I was fascinated by it. And finally went up to Mary Paul Miniatures when his shop was in Tiger. And Paul took me on a tour of all the different models and stuff. And I ended up buying a Celerity shell. And of got a kitchen, living room, 3 bedrooms and an attic. And I was assuming that it was going to have to be electrified and that I was going to know what to do. And I didn't know what to do, and I kept reading all this material about electrifying the house and scared to get started on it, so I let the house sit for well over a year and a half on the floor in the bedroom, just a shell. And for Christmas, Floyd took it back to Paul and paid Paul to wire it for me. And then he brought it home to me for Christmas. No, there was no transformer hooked to it. It was just wired. That's what Floyd told him to do, right? It sat for another year while I tried to understand what you had to do. Finally, I said, "The heck with it. I'm going to ignore the wiring." And I wallpapered, and I painted, and I did things. And I'm glad that I got over that hump. And I don't miss the electricity in this house, but I do miss it in another house that I got more nerve with. Wired the whole thing. It worked for 3 days, and now it doesn't.
Oh no! I hate it when that happens.
Yes. Now I'm at the point where I'm looking at the second house that I've almost finished, and I think I'm just going to cut off the lights that are already installed and put in the LED ones that operate on battery.
I've seen those. I haven't played with those yet.
I've bought 4 of them so far.
You'll have to give me a report. Pat, you tell me that we've got a new local shop around that we can go see.
Yes. The girl who owns it, her name is Carol Ramsey, and I think, I can't recall the name of it exactly. It's similar to A Small World.
I'll put the information in the description box if you can get it to me.
It's in Vancouver,
Washington, folks.
Washington, and she's going to have information at my show this coming weekend. She's going to have a flyer or something. She said she would email it to me, and they'll be available to distribute so that people will know about it. I've been there and seen it. She has wood components. She has wiring. She has wallpaper. She has several houses. She's accepted a consignment from somebody. It's all a separate building next to her own house. And she's starting out by doing it by appointment. And she's a delightful person to talk to, and she's got some beautiful display cabinets that have lighted and glass shelves and stuff. It's a neat place to go to. And a house that she's working on is her work table's right in the middle of the shop, so you're walking around something that she's working on.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're going to go look at Pat's collection now. Be sure, like I said, if you stop by our show, find me at my table, find Pat, she'll be wandering, say howdy, let us know you saw us here. If you're not where you can come to our show, look for a show in your neighborhood. There's miniature shows out there, and we need to support them.
The Seattle show was just last weekend. I'm sorry you missed that one.
But there's other shows coming up, and just look, find out what you've got in your area. So we're going to go on and take some pictures of Pat's collection, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.